Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and the time for the asking of the Herbert Erpaderp is upon us once again. First up, just to let patrons who might not have seen it already know, there is currently a poll on Patreon to decide which of the two Conflict 47 kits that Warlord sent me I should build first. Also, thank you very much to Warlord if anybody there happens to be watching. It's much appreciated. And remember, I am a Warlord affiliate, so if you want to buy anything Warlord, I would certainly appreciate it if you were to use my link, which can be found in the description. So if you're a patron, go over there and vote for which kit you would like to see first if that's something you care about. Okay, time for questions. Major General Bunk has recorded a voice question.
Picture the scene. It's late 1943. Would you rather have German air support or Italian armoured support?
Interesting question. There isn't a whole lot of context here though. What's my situation? Who am I fighting? I mean, probably the Allies, but it's not specific. Maybe I'm thinking too much into that. I think I would prefer German air support. I'm kind of assuming here, but I don't feel like the Italian tanks would be super great, and air support seems like it might be a little bit more versatile. That's my not overly thought out answer anyway. Now text questions. There weren't very many this fortnight, but that's okay. It means I can go and nap sooner. First up, Trakan Beluvic says, my neighbour is talking on the phone outside and I can hear everything said by both because the loudspeaker is turned on. May I send my neighbour to Gulag? Yes, they should definitely go to Gulag. I'm somebody who doesn't like it when people feel like they have to yell in the phone or have conversations on speaker in public. Be quiet, damn it. I don't know if outside your own house really counts as public, but I suppose it does, especially if you're close to other people's living areas. I bet they're the sort of person who doesn't have an inside voice. Straight to Gulag. The Derpy KV2 said, in your last Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, you mentioned you enjoyed your burrito. How much did you enjoy your burrito? And, like Trekan, may I assist in his neighbour's immediate departure to Gulag? Sure, if it gets them to Gulag sooner, you can certainly help. Also, I enjoyed the burrito quite a lot. I hadn't had one for a while and was quite looking forward to it, which I suppose makes it all the much better. I certainly have had better burritos, but it was pretty good. Having it delivered makes it a bit better too. I don't really feel like giving it some sort of numerical rating, but it was pretty good. Croc Gator said, was it possible that your burrito from Ask a Herbert Erpaderp 117 was a burrito disguised as a burrito? It is certainly possible, but we can't really be sure, and all the evidence has been destroyed now anyway. Trekan Beluvic said, would you appreciate something written on the box of a kit if it has rubber band tracks? I suppose that might be nice, though I wouldn't consider it a necessity. It's not that bad a thing that it really needs a warning or anything, and I usually just assume that a cheaper kit is going to have rubber band tracks, so I guess it's really more of a surprise when they don't. Also, sometimes if a kit has workable tracks or whatever, they'll show that on the box, which is kind of a similar idea, I guess. The warning might be handy when comparing similar kits side by side in a store, though I don't think any manufacturer is really going to see advertising rubber band tracks as a beneficial thing. I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it. Martin Gotham said, how do I meet the Almighty? I'm assuming you mean God. I don't know of anybody else referred to as the Almighty. I think, assuming you think God is real, you might need to die. That's how it works, allegedly. I would say though that you can't meet somebody that doesn't exist. Martin Gotham also said, my airbrush has stopped working. Is there any way of restoring it? With such limited information, I have no idea. It would depend on what's wrong with it, really. It could be that all you need to do is give it a good clean out. If one of the components is damaged, you may be able to contact the manufacturer for repair or replacement. I guess it depends on the manufacturer and how old the airbrush is. I'm afraid I can't be much help without actually knowing what the issue is though. Ratto said, can vampires grow a beard? I'm no vampire surgeon, so I'm just going to assume that they can. I'm pretty sure I've seen vampires in movies with facial hair at least. It would suck for them if they couldn't. Joseph Stalinium said, any plans on getting a Blas7. I can't tell if that's an L or an I. Either way, I'm not sure what that is or what the context is, so I guess I don't plan on getting one. In the YouTube comments of last fortnight's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, Yantima said, "What was on the burrito that you had?" It was what they call the ultimate Mexican burrito. It has rice, black beans, pico de gallo, roasted tomato salsa and cheese. Also chicken and slow-cooked beef. Pretty good if you ask me. I don't know if it's really an ultimate Mexican burrito, but I don't really care, because it was delicious. Trekan Beluvic said, "Only an Ask a Herbert Erpaderp Thursday is a good Thursday." I don't know about that, because now I'm planning to put my memorial videos up on Thursdays as well, so hopefully all Thursdays are good Thursdays now. And that's about it for the questions. How about we do something totally unexpected and have a look at some of the models that have been shared on Discord over the last couple of weeks. First up, the Tourette's Gamer has shared this Panhard EBR10. I've always thought these were pretty weird looking, in the most interesting way of course. I think oscillating turrets are rather interesting to look at. The model is in 1/35th scale from Hobby Boss, and it's been painted very nicely. It's fairly dirty, but I don't think it's over the top dirty. The final image features the EBR next to an armoured car, which I think might be a Humber, but I'm not sure. But I guess that's beside the point. The EBR is the subject of the photo, and it's some very nice work. Corned Beef shared this very sensible 3-wheeled truck thing with a huge flak gun in the back. No need to worry about recoil here, friend. This is great and it gives me a good chuckle. Well, you know what a chuckle sounds like. I quite like this. It's imaginative and well executed. I don't believe it's completed yet, but you still get a good idea of it. I like the ladder and other stuff in the back with the gun, and the mismatched door is also a nice touch. Colonel Paul Do Not Even Try Gamma shared this tiger diorama. I didn't see any information about the model itself, but as you can clearly see it's been very well painted, and it looks like it's taken a few rounds to the front of the hull, and presumably just shrugged them off. The diorama itself is relatively simple, which isn't a bad thing of course. That damaged power pole really adds a lot of interest, and it conveys the thought that this tank is fighting in an area that's already seen a lot of fighting. The whole thing is very nice and effective. Awesome work. Trekan Beluvic shared this Sherman. This is an M4A3E8, Easy 8, in 1/48th scale by Tamiya. This is Trekan's first kit in this scale, and his first time using enamel washers. I think it's pretty decent. My favourite part, because I'm a very sensible and mature adult, is that it has Adolf's dick chopper painted on the left side of the turret. Very cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed your first 1/48th scale experience. Also from Trekan are these teeny tiny martyrs in 1/285th scale. These are from GHQ and Trekan has painted them quite well. He didn't have any Bundeswehr, if I'm saying that properly, crosses in the appropriate size, so there are only chevrons indicating that these come from some second company, but in my opinion, that's fine. Painting models this small is always a challenge, and I think they've turned out rather well. This makes me more excited for the order of GHQ stuff that I placed recently. They do make very cool models. Monol has shared this Whirlybird. It's a BO-105 helicopter. This is from the Camp Group Muller box from Team Yankee. This whirly shooty boy is very nicely painted, which, coming from Monol, is not surprising. From the same box is this Leopard 2. Monol says that this is his best attempt at NATO tricolour camo so far. I'm no expert on those camos, or any camos, but I think it looks really good. It's always a pleasure to see Monol's painting. The same goes for Ratto, who's shared this Hellhammer for Warhammer 40k. This thing looks awesome and ridiculous, though I guess ridiculous is the norm for the 40k universe. This thing is covered in guns and rivets. Ratto says it took 3 hours to do the highlighting because of those rivets, and I would believe it. It's been painted very well, unsurprisingly, and I really like the blue colours. The weathering is also quite good. It looks filthy, but I don't think it's over the top filthy. Very nice work. And that's all the models for this fortnight, and indeed the end of the Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. Thanks to everybody who's shared their modelling work. There has been a lot of awesome stuff lately, even if it hasn't been shared here, so if you haven't already, head on over to Discord and check out the modelling section. I would say it's worth it. Also, of course, thank you to the folks who asked questions, and who watch my videos and streams. It's very much appreciated. Ask a Herbert Erpaderp will be back in 2 weeks, so leave your questions in the comment section below, or on Discord, and they'll probably be answered next time. If you've not done so already, why not subscribe, follow, ring the bell, become a patron or YouTube member, or just come say hi on Discord or Twitch. Links to all of my things are in the description, and as always, I shall return soon, so until then, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.